This is a clarification of the assignments for the week of April 13th to 17th. There is no school next Monday, April 20th. For your daily do nows, continue to respond to them accordingly in the EDSB news feed. Depending on the number of daily check-ins you have, there will be a point total that may vary from what is posted. This week's focus is Romeo Juliet Act 2. You may view the live streaming session Wednesday at 8:20. The meeting, the room, the video will lock at 8:23. You will no longer have access. While you are viewing, you want to download and have a copy of the text. Follow along with the text. It will help you with the quiz. If you do not watch the live viewing, you are responsible to read Act 2 from the text posted in EDSB. Your other assignment is to take a quiz over Acts 1 and 2 for Romeo and Juliet. It is a timed quiz. 2 tries are allowed. So for whatever reason, if you're kicked out of the quiz the first time or you don't like your answers the first time, you have a second try. If the law gives you extra time, before you take the quiz, send an email to me in EDSB saying you want a special quiz. If the law gives you extra time, send an email asking for a special quiz. As it stands, because it is a timed quiz, only 1 minute is provided per question. So before you take the quiz, if you have a 504 or IEP, ask me to send you a separate quiz in Schoology so that I can adjust the time to 1 extra minute. This only applies if you have a 504 or an IEP. The quiz opens today. You'll go into Schoology, and in the Romeo and Juliet folder, you will see the quiz. Select it and begin the questions. It is open text, so you may have access to the text or to Spark Notes, whatever it is you need to help you, but it is timed, and you only have 2 tries. And I will take the highest grade of your 2 tries. The quiz will close at 3:40 on Friday if you want to have full credit. And again, if the law gives you extra time, it goes without saying you do have an additional day to all due dates posted. The third assignment you have for this week is your March dialectical journal. There is no book quiz. There are no markings required. There's no chat, no presentation. Last week I said there may be a presentation because some students said they had trouble accessing the Flipgrid video. I did not want to complicate it, so I decided all students will complete the dialectical journal. You will type. I will not take written versions uploaded. All dialectical journals must be typed. Times New Roman, size 12. Now, it doesn't have to be double spaced. All right, so look at this. This isn't double spaced. It's just written. This is what your journal will look like in the columns. So no double space, but it must be color coded. Do not highlight. I cannot read highlight. Do not highlight for color coding. Change the font color. Do not highlight. Do not highlight. Do not highlight. I cannot read that. Change the color of the font. Notice the color of the font, and this is highlight. So avoid highlighting. You will submit your work to turnitin.com. Turnitin.com is here. I'll send a broadcast message to your class with the access code. Listen, turnitin.com is what's going to be used through your academic career so that your professors can see the work you submitted is your own. If you copy, if you don't use your own work, it is going to give me an alert that this work is not your own. Plagiarism will result in a referral. I will send an email to your assigned principal, and you receive an automatic F on the assignment. Do not copy the work from anywhere. So let's say you watch the movie version or you see there's a summary. You want to do your own work. You will upload the précis and the dialectical journal as one document. So you'll maybe start off your Word document with the précis and then the dialectical journal. So you'll do it all on as one big document, not two. One document, not two. One document, not two. So you open it up, make sure you have the title of your book on the title line, italicize, have a heading in the upper right. These things will get your paper returned. Returned work is partial credit. Okay, so once again, for your March dialectical journal, make sure you follow these guidelines. Make sure you follow these guidelines, and you will submit your work to turnitin.com. There will be a class code sent through broadcast. Do not copy from the internet or anyone else. Turnitin.com will find out, and it will send me an alert, of which time you receive an automatic 0 for plagiarism, and you will receive a referral to your principal. So do your own work, okay? You want to make sure you do your own work. If you have any questions you need me to clarify, just ask. It is due by 11:59 Friday for full credit. If you need more time, let me know. As a matter of fact, because we have a 3-day weekend, I'll let you all know, but I'm probably going to change this to the 20th, which is Monday. Give you all some extra time to complete the assignment. So I will post that in school in Edsby. Finally, your April book check. If you responded to the daily check-in Monday, then you received a 100 for the title of the book that you have there. Make sure today is day 30 of 30 for your March book. Yay! So you want to make sure you continue reading 7 pages a day of your April book. That must be 200 pages. A lot of you gave me titles that were children's books. You can't read a children's book in high school unless you give me a special reason why you are reading this book, and I talk with your parents, and I have their permission to allow you to read a children's book. No one in an honors class should be reading a children's book. So tomorrow is day 1 of the April book. The April book check will be next week. There will be a video on Flipgrid that you will have to complete. Also, if you are exempt from the dialectical journal or some part of the assignment, you will receive an email in Edsby. Do not send me a message asking, am I exempt from the dialectical journal? By the end of today, no later than tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, you will have, let me just go ahead and say, no later than 10 o'clock Wednesday morning will you have heard from me. But most people will hear from me today if there is a variation or modification to your dialectical journal assignment. Just a few other things. I want you to be patient with the grading. Please don't be rude and say, hey, I made changes. Go back and update my grade. Well, you should have done the work the right way the first time. Please be patient. That's rude to say, hey, go back and update my grade. Please don't do that. I will get to it. Remember, plagiarism is stealing somebody else's thoughts. Avoid plagiarism at all costs. Emailing teachers, it is formal. Please avoid lowercase i's, no periods, no capitalization. Show a command of the language. If you have an extra time request, if the law does not give you extra time and you have an extra time request, all those requests must come in by 8 a.m. on the day an assignment is due, or it will not be acknowledged. Understand there is a resubmit penalty for the dialectical journal. If anything's off and I have to say, hey, you need to fix this, the highest you can get is a 60. Y'all take your time and be careful. Remember, you'll receive the code for turnitin.com. As always, Edsby is a backup, but let me show you this. Look at these messages waiting for me right now. That's because a lot of kids uploaded their work. I have to answer emails about clarification of assignments. I will not remember that you uploaded your paper in Edsby. So if you see a 0 for your assignment, be patient and just send me a message and say, oh, Miss Hightower, I sent you my assignment in Edsby. Look at all these messages I have to filter through. This is why I want you to use Schoology, or I want you to use Turnitin.com, because Edsby is a nightmare. I have 100, and look at this, look at the number of students, look at this. I have all these students, and then they're submitting work to EDSB. I have to have other formats. That is it. If you have any other questions, share them with me in EDSB.